For Dogmatika, there is no better show of power than to finally weed out their most persistent saboteurs.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into, unless you know where to begin. Starting from absolutely nothing and a budget of £40 per week, we set out on a fresh journey to climb our way to the top tables of competitive play. To make the journey even harder, there's going to be a series of obstacles in our way. Not only are we restricted to sealed official product, but certain items like structure decks and Dual Devastator are off limits and locked behind a number of challenges. Join us as we prove ourselves to be a true duelist and turn this into a competitive monster. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch, Challenge Mode. Hello and welcome to what could possibly be the most progressive installment of the season so far, episode 4. In the last one we pulled utter garbage, but we got our first match win of the series, completing every structure deck challenge, and even clutched out a 2-win streak. So today we're able to redeem those challenges and buy our first structure deck, which is most likely going to make our deck a whole lot better. And it also means that our first match today is really important. If we lose, we get kicked down to square one and have to climb our way back up to the 3-win streak, but if we win, we're gonna Staple City, baby. I can literally see Ash Blossom's forehead from where I'm standing right now, so it's gonna be a very exciting episode. Before we dive into the juice, we of course have our shoutouts for the week. So massive thank yous going out to Lille, Jan Cervez, Chef du Motorcycles, Jeffrey Allen, Fast Guy 13, Shep Shao Shep, Tim, Rockeras, Dalinar Mage, and a big shout out going out to Chandler Magine. All of these guys have made a contribution through either Patreon or YouTube channel memberships and are allowing us to keep up with the series and continue wasting money on children's cardboard. If you want to make your own contribution, the links are as always in the description, and remember the Patreon has been completely revamped now, so we now have monthly raffles and tournaments and whatnot, so go check it out. Now for this week's budget we do have our £40 to spend. A structure deck is of course on the cards, but I think last week we did it completely wrong. I tried to pull every card we needed out of every set at the same time, which just didn't happen and is inefficient. For example, pulling Obedient Schooled out of Battles of Legend Armageddon is useless unless we already have Joyous Melffys out of Phantom Rage. So we're going to try and be a little bit wiser with our cash today. Hopefully it goes a little bit better this week. We do also need to pull one more core set secret to complete one of our Dual Devastator challenges. So wish us luck, subscribe to the channel as we race towards the 50,000 subscriber mark, and let's do this. Our entire £40 budget has been spent today, and we have cashed in our challenges. Yes, we have bought a structure deck, so today we're going to be making some considerable upgrades to the deck, and hopefully this is us beginning to go down the path of greatness. So most likely, unsurprisingly, for £7, thanks to Black Friday, we have a Shaddoll Showdown structure deck. This is going to make our Schism that we pulled in episode 1 live, and now gives us a very good power play alongside our punishment. There are some other cards in here that we will be utilizing. We might play a small Shaddoll engine as well. Alongside this, we also need to pull one more core set secret to complete one of the challenges in our second category. So we have 6 packs of Rise of the Duelist here, and 6 packs of Phantom Rage. Secret rares are 1 in 12, so by getting 12 packs, hopefully we get our last secret rare to complete that challenge. And to round off the budget, we have a pack of Battles of Legend Armageddon as well. In the last episode, I tried mixing and matching between all 3 of these sets, and it really didn't work. So we're gonna have to be tactical in the way that we approach this. Obedient Schooled and Kalantosa in here aren't as important as increasing our puppy lineup and getting Joyous Melffys as well, because Obedient Schooled is useless without Joyous Melffys. There's also a few commons in Phantom Rage that we can make use of as well. That's why I have bumped up the Phantom Rage count today. Things like Dogmatikacism, Xyz Import I think was a quick play spell that we could use. And then of course there's things like Zeus and Alpha and Dogmatika Ashayan as well, which is an Ultra, and Ultras are 1 in 6 and we have 6 packs. So maybe we get an Ultra, and hopefully it is the Dogmatika one. So we're gonna start with a pack of Phantom Rage and a pack of Rise of the Duelist, and then we'll get into the structure deck. So wish us luck, boys. Wish us luck. Out of the Phantom Rage, we don't really need any commons. It's just supers, ultras, and secrets. Now, every secret is actually really useful, maybe except Adamantipator Friends and probably Forbidden Droplets, because we can't really afford to use that right now. Alright, so Red Patan, Edge Imp Scythe, Mathmech Diameter, Infernoble Knight Mogis, and a second Shaddoll Schism. Okay, an Ultra off the bat, I'll take that, that's really nice. But it is unfortunately a duplicate. It could have been a Clicia, it could have been Ice Dragon's Prison. Very unfortunate. Do we play 2? I really don't know. God, I really don't know. We'll keep it out anyway. We also have Tag, Reborn, Circle, and Kairushin. God, maybe I should have got a deck with Torrential Tribute. Then we would have essentially had 4 copies. Alright, Phantom Rage. Are we going to continue the Ultra luck? The last episode, we got like 4 or 5 Ultras in total. It was crazy. Alright, we have Razin Ryu, Lily. Oh, we could go Virtual World as well because we pulled Lulu. Stained Greaves, Infernity Wildcat. We have
Feet, man.
And Mutant Fusion, charged into a Dark World, Plant Synchro Mommy, and we have Mutant Blast as well. Alright, getting into the structure deck. There is a combo with a card in here that I am really excited to try out because it opens up a lot of our other cards that we've pulled as a possibility to be played. Alright, so best of all, we get our Collector's Shaddoll Showdown card, and Dual Links, and Shaddoll Construct. Very nice. Lots of holos in the Shaddoll structure deck. We have Garista. Apkalone is the one that we need to search for the Schism. Man, imagine we hadn't pulled Schism. This would have been a really nice episode, getting the Schism alongside the Shaddoll structure deck. We also have Construct, which is definitely a playable card for us. Kaios, not really. Wendi, we could just set it and then summon from the deck. Depends how big we want to go on the Shaddoll package. Ariel, not really. Incarnation. Winda is the power play. This is what we summon off of the Schism, and Schism is also a form of removal as well. So that is really powerful if we can set it up. Shekanaga, we probably maybe run Shaddoll Fusion. We kind of need to do some testing first to find out how many cards we can fit in and what's actually worth putting in. So I'm not 100% sure right now. Falco Hedgehog can search for Shaddoll Fusion, which is nice. Squamata and Dragon, they both have decent flip effects if you just set them. So we could probably play those. Beast, I guess if we play Wendi, we can summon it from the deck, which is pretty cool. Shaddoll Hound, Zephrinaga, we go Pendulum.
Steven, why is your table broken?
Scale 1, but you can only summon Shaddoll and Zephyrs. BLS, Envoy of the Beginning. Maybe we can summon this. That could be a challenge. Lava Golem, very good going second card. Darkarm Dragon is also a pretty good challenge monster, summoning this. Fairy Tale Sleeper, pretty good generic card, basically a spell or trap negate. Trick Clown, Armageddonite, probably not going to be playing Armageddonite, how sad is that? Felis, Turtle, Mathema Boy, Curie Bandit, Fluffy, Field Spell, Curse of the Shadow Prison, El Shaddoll Fusion, Nef Shaddoll Fusion, Equip Spell, which is cool. Super Poly, we might be able to utilize with the Shaddoll package. Instant Fusion is the card I was speaking about earlier, because we can summon Theseus with this, and Synchro into Charles with a level 4, or Rampaging Smash Tank Rhino Saber with a level 2, both of which we use. So Instant Fusion is actually probably going to be really nice in our deck. Allure of Darkness, Foolish Burial, probably not being used. Living Fossil, Pot of Avarice is actually going to be a very good future card as we move towards the Zoodiacs. So holding on to one of these is going to be really nice. I'm not 100% sure if we play it just yet, but yeah, that'll be good in the future. Twin Twisters, obviously back row removal, side deck at least. Shaddoll Core, Sinister Shadow Games, Aeon, Lost Wind is a very good trap. We also have Unending Nightmare, just kind of back row removal alongside Twin Twisters. Necrofusion, we can combo this with our Cruel Will combo. So we summon Cruel Will through the effect of Edge Imp Scythe, and then we can flip Necrofusion to summon a second Cruel Will, and its effect isn't actually once per turn. So that could be really nice, but that is obviously very, very situational. We have Subterror Succession, Wendigo, Anoyatilis, and of course, our Construct. So we do have lots of thinking to do going forward. This could be very good or it can be very mediocre, so we'll wait and see for that. But now we can move on to the rest of our pools. Luck points, be blessed. Phantom Rage is a nice breath of fresh air from all the Rise of the Duelist stuff we've been opening. We have Tri-Brigade, Rugal, the Silver Sheller. I would like to build up a little Tri-Brigade collection because they do combo well with Zoodiac and Melffys, so maybe we can see how that goes. Virtual World Shell, Jaja once again. We have Infernity Wildcat, Virtual World, Gigi. Someone please explain to me how this is a worm. It's like a Pitbull unicorn, if anything. Not a worm, dude. And we have Gizmek, Mikami, the Ferocious Fanged Fortress. Not 100% sure if we can utilize this. Maybe after Desires, it's a decent normal summon, I guess. 1 or 8, we have Jack in the Hand, Mutant Fusion, and Mutant GB88. Moving on to the Rise. We've had our Ultra, but can we pull that final core set secret? Melffy Rabby, we have Astolfo Nexus, like our 4th copy. I've seen the spell, but it's not a secret. Dracoon Lamp, we have Infernoble Arms Joyeuse once again. Spiral Discharge, Dice, Horn of Oliphant, and Fright for Jar. I think we might actually want to put the Fright for Jar back in because, I don't know. Cruel Will is a quick effect. Let's see, what have we got? We have Proofanese, the Tactical Trapper. Penguin Brave is a generic 6 synchro. We have another Jaja. We've had a Jaja in literally every Phantom Rage pack we've opened, it seems. Deonator Transverser and Mutant Synthesis Fusion, requiring specifically mutant monsters. So unless we pull a full mutant core, just gonna be sitting in the binder. Mike Tyson here, and we got our Xyz import as well, which is very nice. Keep that over there. Whoops. We got Gores as well, 2500 defense, and Tri-Brigade Oath. Very nice. All right, after this one, we're gonna be halfway through. On the booster packs here, we have Melffy Pony, Mogis, Fluffal Dolphin, Nexus once again, and Gaia the Fierce Knight Origin. I think that's our first time pulling this one, actually. Level 4. We've got Dark Lord Uprising, Card Captors, and Orlando, and Hauteclair. Alright, you know what? Let's open another Rise of the Duelist. Let's get blessed with a secret rare. I know it's pronounced Fleur-de-Lis, but we're just going to call her Fleur-de-Lis because it sounds so much better. Dark Lord Nurgle, we got Melffy Pony, Galloping Gaia, Thunderhand, and another Gaia super rare. We got Gaia the Magical Knight this time. He's gained some magical powers. Fury of Kairushin, Dedevil, Linkerbell, and Spiral Fusion. Dogmatika Ashayan, please and thank you, along with Dogmatikacism. We have Kirin Lily, which is also a worm. Are they all worms? This is like a gazelle, not a worm. Dude. Hinazumi Hanabi, Awakening of the Possessed, Gagigobite. We got King Long and Lau Lau for the super rare. Lots of virtual world cards. Mike Tyson once again, 1 or 8, Locker Room, and we got our, I believe that's our playset of Xyz Import actually, so we're sorted for that one. No Dogmatikacism yet though. Back over to the Rise. We have Theo, Nurgle, Fluffal Dolphin, Capricious Dark Lord, and we have a second Dogmatika add-in, which is okay, I guess. Dedevil, Uprising, Playhouse, and Junk Sleep. 2 packs left. We have Magical Broker, Virtual World Gate King Long, Penguin Brave again, Player Manager, and Mutant Beast this time. Dual Avatar Return, Banquet of Millions, that's a second copy of that to go in the side deck, Mutant Clash, and...
I'll fucking do it again!
Okay. Alright, final pack of Rise of the Duelist. Still no secret rare, which is what we were hoping for today. But hey, we'll get him next time, maybe. Alright, Dogmatika Theo once again, Cruel Will, Reesavager, Indulge Dark Lord. We have Infernoble Arms Durandal for the second Ultra today. The cool thing about this is that you can equip it to anything and get a free search. So that could maybe come in useful if we have any decent Fire Warrior monsters. Definitely worth keeping in mind though. We also have Hauteclair, East by South Winds, Heavenly Dragon Circle, and Fright for Repair. Moving on to our final pack of Phantom Rage. Or you know what? No. Chaos Emperor Dragon on the front there. I guess Skull Knight would probably be like the best pull right now. We have Topologic Zaraboros. Okay, a generic Link 4 we could maybe utilize if we get enough materials on the board. Goyo Defender, as well as Malefic Paradigm Dragon. Number 3, Cicada King, and Time Stream. Pack of Phantom Rage. It's gonna make up for it. Here we go. We have GGGG. Hey, Dogmatikacism. There we go. That's one of the cards we were looking for. We have 2 of those now. We got a little Fire Mouse with a cape. Very nice. Real heroes don't wear capes. Gagagobite. We have, oh man, UA Hyper Stadium. So we didn't get a Phantom Rage Ultra. That's unfortunate. Probably because we pulled them all last episode. We got Compact, Infernity Paranoia, Rookie for Hire, and Mutant Clash. So, we did get some nice cards that we can use. The Shaddoll deck probably coming in clutch here. I'm really not sure how big we're going to go on the engine. I'm going to have to try playing around with it. Xyz Import is going to be really nice once we start to get more Zoodiac stuff. And of course we have Add-in and Dogmatikacism, which is another way of getting Apkalone in the graveyard to get our Schism going. So we're not in a terrible position. Let's go work some things out here. Well, it seems we did not pull a core set secret, and therefore the challenge remains incomplete. And once again, we have experienced a fat neg. But that's not why we're looking at the challenges right now. After completing the tier 1 structure deck challenges and cashing them in, we now have tier 2 challenges. As we move through the tiers, the challenges do get harder and harder, and as we can see here, we now need to win 3 matches, pull 2 core set secrets, get 4,000 luck points, which is 4,000 likes on a video. You know what to do, go tickle that button, help us progress, and bless our next pools. On top of that, we also need to achieve 1 OTK, and based on the structure deck that we opened today, we also need to now summon Dark-Armed Dragon and Blackluster Soldier Envoy of the Beginning at least once. Alright, so getting into the deck profile for today, it's not going to be a long one, don't worry, but we have made some considerable changes. Some you might roast me for because I might have forgotten a couple of cards, but anyway. So starting off, we still run our Cruel Will package. We have our 3 Scythe, 3 Dolphin, and I have put in the jar again because it makes Cruel Will so much more powerful, being able to buff its own attack to 39 and then half an opponent's monster's attack as well. Pretty good combo, especially for the damage step. We've cut a lot of fluff for the Melffy package, so we only have the 1 Puppy and the 1 Catty now. The rest really weren't doing anything, and it just made sense to get rid of them. Puppy is basically a +2 and Catty is a +1, but if you consider the Catty going into the Puppy, it's a +3 in total. Very good cards. The only downside is that we have our 2 Garnets to go alongside our essentially 2 Searchers. So that's definitely not a good ratio to have in general, but it does make Catty and Puppy really powerful, so we do want to have them in there. Next up, Zoo package. Of course, still just have the Bunny and the Ratpier. Hopefully going to expand on that maybe in the next episode, we'll see. Dragma package, we have 3 Punishment and 3 Theo. I have cut the Add-in because Add-in going into the Theo really just isn't achieving anything. Like, Add-in would be very good if we had a Clicia, but we just don't have a Clicia, so 3 Theo and no Add-in. We do have our 2 Dogmatika Nexus, 2 Dogmatikacism, because we want to have as many ways of getting either Apkalone into the graveyard or Entis as well. And then we of course have our Nadir to round off the package. So it is kind of coming together. Theo does put in a lot of the work, despite being a mediocre kind of card. But hey, moving on to the Shaddolls, we have 1 Wendi, 1 Hedgehog, 1 Beast, and 1 Dragon for the monsters. There's not a whole lot you can do with just the 1 structure deck without entirely just demolishing our deck. So that's what I went with. We are going second, so Shaddoll Fusion is an obvious include. And then of course on top of that we also have our Schism, which is live, and yeah, definitely 1 rather than playing the 2 because we don't really have that many extra deck targets for it. But this also acts as removal, so it's a very good card. It's going to offer us a pretty good grind game, and all round this package could just really help out our deck. We also have the Foolish, and going into the generic cards as well, we have 2 Pot of Desires, 1 TTT. We have our Weedle, our going second impermanence, a Lava Golem. Once again, because we are going second, helps us break boards, and out to Dragoon. Instant Fusion is an incredible card in here because it gives us this really stupid play where we can just instant fusion in someone like a level 4 or a level 2 and synchro into like Smash Tank or Charles. We also have 3 trap cards. We have Lost Wind, Canadia, and Olinoides. MST, Book of Moon, and of course Lost Wind is just very powerful. BLS gives our main deck a little bit of oomph. We don't really have too much ways of dealing damage outside of Cruel Will and maybe Nexus. So BLS can maybe come in clutch for times where Punishment locks us out of the extra deck, or we just don't really have much going for us. And this was a last minute include. It was in the side deck, but I chucked it into the main deck because I thought it would be good against who we're going up against, and I chucked in the Twin Twisters. So if you were counting, that was 42 cards in total. And I really didn't have an issue just quickly bumping it up to 42. I couldn't really think of what to take out, and there was not a whole lot of time before going into the match. So, you know, 42 cards, no big deal. Side deck, like I said, I took the 20s out of the side deck and put it in the main, so we only have 14 cards here, but we have 2 Banquet of Millions. Going first, we have Leonqualia, I really don't know why. Floodgate Trap Hole, a Nexus for when we are guaranteed to go second against like an extra deck. We have our Unending Nightmare, Super Poly, 2 Blizzard, 1 Summon Gate, an Aldonia, don't know why that's in there either. Neuron Wall, of course we have Indiana Gnomes, and Simo's favorite cards. And then, of course, moving over to the extra deck, we have our 2 Cruel Wills, 2 Ned Beats, we have our Drident and Vespacito package. Pretty standard Shaddoll lineup here. We have 1 Winda, 1 Construct, and 1 Apkallone. We're most likely not going to be doing the combo where we dump Apkallone and then dump Construct to add back the Schism. Construct is just there as a good target to summon off of our Schism. Also, of course, have our Toad, which comes out very, very infrequently. But, you know, it does happen sometimes, so it is there. First Dark Lord as our 4K punishment target. 1 Cross Sheep, because Instant Fusion can trigger this, Schism can trigger this on the opponent's turn, and Cruel Will can also trigger this on the opponent's turn. So if we like get out Cross Sheep and then we Schism, summoning like Winda here, for example, triggering Cross Sheep, we can summon Kalantosa to pop 1. You know, there's some really situational cool combos we can do with that. We also have the Theseus for the Instant Fusion, and our 2 Synchros to go along with it, Rhino Saber, and Charles. We're gonna summon the attack, boys. But yeah, that's it for the deck profile. Now, you might be wondering why this episode is called Rivals. Well, let's go find out why. So a few weeks ago, roughly about the same time we started our journey, a couple of individuals also started a similar journey. They're in our territory, boys, so of course we've been keeping an eye on them and watching their moves as they train with each other in attempts to become the best. Well, now they've decided it was time to team up and begin a war with us. We have a rivalry on our hands, and like any good rivalry, they have played to our biggest weakness, literally any functioning strategy, and they've also jumped at the opportunity to sabotage our progress by attempting to end our win streak and prevent us from getting to Duel Devastator. Today we battle against the mastermind behind the Sealed Only Rival series, Skrelpling. Whose side are you on? I want to see all the Team Revs in the comments. Now let's go see what they've got waiting for us. So here we have our first rival match of the series against...
I'm not doing duels count with content today. Duels count with content.
Yes, it was against Farfa on stream, so a few of you might already know the results.
I'm not gonna lie, your deck's really bad.
No! Alright, how would you like me to cut, gamer?
Let's go with 7. Alright, high roll.
Yep. 2 dice. Good luck, have fun. Gist of Els.
Oh! That's a
I got a 7.
I have a 9 and I'll begin. Special summon Junk forward.
Sure thing.
Normal summon Spain Greaves. Kagemusha comes down. My Darkling 2 is very scuffed, but it's a Darkling 2, so
Cross
I can't
Crusader, right? Hell yeah. I've been keeping up. I've been keeping up.
Cross Crusader and Kagemusha into Bardiche.
Man, full combo right there.
Yep. I think we're gonna go with Bardiche effect, sending Cloak, setting Shade Brigadine, and then Cloak effect, add Gloves, banish Spanish Greaves to special gloves and make it level 4.
Yo, is this Redoer?
Oh yes!
I feel like that's so good against my deck as well.
Yep. Here's a Reader. Activate a Foolish Burial.
Sure.
Banish a Boots. Get a Cockblade. And over to you.
Draw for turn. Standby.
Yes, I will activate Reader. What have you got? Monster
You get
card?
a trap, of course.
Oh! That's a failure though.
Unfortunately, we were blessed with literally the dumbest opening hand we could possibly have gotten. With access to literally none of our engines, we just have to improvise here, so we start with a Weedle.
Oh god, I need to read these silly... Alright, what's the scale effect of this thing?
It is an Imperm.
Ooh, spicy.
Activate the scale effect, targeting Redoer. He allows that to go through, and then from there we go on to commit an actual crime. By slapping our giraffe in the other scale, we can perform, for the first time in my life, I'm pretty sure, a Triff summon. You can't summon the beast here, my brain just kind of pooped itself.
Skill says 5, me summon 5.
So we take that back and follow up with an instant fusion for the pinnacle of 2017.
You have a 9? What 9s do you have? You have a Vermilion?
Yo, is that Charles?
Wow, yeah, you pulled a Charles, I forgot about that.
That's about as exciting as it gets for game 1, unfortunately, because Charles eats a Fog Blade and then just gets removed from the field by Redoer, and we have nothing because the Redoer yoinks our punishment. Hopefully things go a little bit better for game 2. I definitely underestimated the consistency of Farfa's week 3 deck.
Will you be starting?
No, I'm gonna go second again.
Oh, okay.
Need that extra card, man.
That's fair, that's fair. Armageddon Knight, activate the effect.
Yeah, good card. Go ahead. Once again, Farfa gets out the Rusty Boy, but he does lack the extenders to get an Xyz on the board as well, so he ends on a Fog Blade and a Wings in the back row. I draw for turn and... why are we so unlucky? 2 Fluffal Dolphin and a Frightful Jar sitting there pretty, doing absolutely nothing. A Shaddoll Beast, again, which we can't even summon, which leaves our only play to be summoning Theo and activating his effect. Activate Theo effect, target Bardiche.
What does he do?
He yoinks 600 attack points from Bardiche. And then equipping him with Dogmaticacism. I'll go at the battle phase.
Battle phase is fine.
So he's currently on 2-8. And I will declare attack on Bardiche.
Sure. Damage step, I'll use Wings.
Yes.
So I'll take some damage, but he won't die.
And I will pass turn.
Okay. Alright, draw turn.
I'm pretty sure we were both expecting a very disappointing Swift 2-0 here, but the Dogmatikacism is kind of preventing him from OTKing.
Guess we'll just have to deal with that. I will just use Bardiche to send. Cloak. Summon the Cloak with the Wings.
Okay.
I will normal summon Ragged Gloves.
Sure.
I will overlay into Levier.
Ooh.
I will detach Gloves. And I will bring back boots. I will use Cloak in the Grave, and I will search for another boot, and I will special it. Break Sword! And I will activate the effect of Bardiche to pop Theo.
Now we're forced to make a pretty tough decision on the Dogmatikacism, because if we dump Entis and destroy a card, yes, we do survive a turn, but we have literally no follow-up in our hand. Unless we get a sick top deck, we would just end up losing anyway. The other option is to just dump Apkalone and hope he's not able to get the 8,000 damage on board this turn. It gives us a really nice follow-up in the form of Shaddoll Schism, and it also allows us to discard our Beast, getting a draw, with the potential of drawing an Edge Imp Scythe. How would you like me to cut? Because this could be big.
Yeah, let's cut 7 again.
7 again. Oh, baby. Here we go. Okay. Go ahead.
Nothing good.
Not what I was hoping for. Could you imagine if we had actually got into the Cruel Whale off of that? That actually would have been insane.
Well, I guess I'll just punch for 20, 18, and 21. I'm just gonna set 2 and pass.
Top decking a Foolish for turn is pretty nice, although because we're really low on life points, we kind of have to play defensively now. So I dump Wendi and set Dragon to the field. I shall set another.
Okay.
Building a wall. Set 1. And move to the end phase.
So 1 back row.
1 back row, but in the end phase I will activate Puppy.
Oh,
Big.
Big. Oh shit, do you have Kalantosa? I can't remember.
We've actually managed to climb back to a pretty okay position. We have like 3 interruptions in total here if you include the dragon. Farfa starts by activating Levier's effect to summon back one of his banished cloaks, and in response to that we're going to flip Schism, going for the Winda to lock him out of special summoning. It's also going to send a Break Sword to the graveyard, bypassing its effect because it's not destroyed. And now on resolution, because a monster was summoned, we're going to activate the Puppy to summon Kalantosa from the deck and pop the Bardiche.
Alright, so Winda has technically counted a special summon towards me, right?
Yes. Obviously, Winda just gets Fog Bladed and he's able to continue his plays. He does clear the board, but he's not able to get in the damage, so we survive a turn and get out Construct with our Schism.
Actually, kind of hard to deal with Construct.
I don't really want to put that in the graveyard, so I'll just declare an attack on the Levier.
Sure.
From there, we just kind of pass it back and forth for a couple of turns, grinding out what little resources we have left until he finally outs the Construct with a Zeus. And I will declare attack on Zeus.
Guess we gotta use it now. So on attack, oh, Zeus. Anything?
Nope, you're good.
Chain Thanatos.
Sure.
And Chain Reader.
I will just go to the end phase and activate Puppy. How long has this game been? Jesus Christ.
This is like a long game too. What are you on? Oh, you're only on 2-1.
Yeah.
Well, okay. I guess I'll just attack with Reader. Then.
Yeah. End of main phase.
Oh! Okay.
We got something, boys.
Okay.
I will activate Edge Imp Scythe.
Oh, that's the fusion thing, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, you're gonna make Whale.
I am indeed.
Okay.
Summon Whale, activate Whale.
Alright, what does
Doesn't
Whale
target. Yeah, it can destroy 1 card on both players' fields.
do? Wow, okay. I guess I'll chain Thanatos.
Sure. Destroy Zeus and Puppy.
Zeus. Wait, 2?
My Puppy, you're Zeus.
Oh, okay.
So you are still in main phase.
Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, well, I mean, I guess I just go normal Greaves, Special Knight.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Overlane to Jaja. Go to battle phase.
Yep.
Jaja attack whale. Take some damage. Detach. Banish the whale. Attack for game.
If only it destroyed, man, instead of banished. If only. Yeah, good game, dude.
Good game, good game.
We didn't see a single punishment whatsoever, man, so Farfa does take the win, but we gotta let them get ahead, you know. Build up their confidence a little bit and then smash them out of nowhere. Round 2, we're up against Cows. He wins the rock, paper, scissors and makes us go first, where we kind of open unplayable. We could maybe do some cute things with Instant Fusion and Dogmatikacism, with Instant Fusion blowing up its monster in the end phase, but honestly that sounds kinda neg. Instead I pass turn on an empty field, and, well, Cows does the same. He passes it right back over and we top deck a Dolphin, still not really being able to play anything here worthwhile, so we pass it back over. Once again, Cows passes it right back over. In the end phase, having to discard, we see a Gamma going to the grave. Are we playing against Sci-Frames? We top deck into the Kalantosa, which isn't really ideal, but we kind of have to make a play at this point, so we normal summon Kalantosa and Instant Fusion for the Theseus, getting out our Smash Tank. Slapping Dogmatikacism onto it, we swing in for 2400 damage, and... really? We see Gores come down. Looks like we're gonna get memed on, honestly. All of the patrons are bullies. Why can't someone just pay me money to lose with Gradles or some shit? Either way, this isn't the end of the world. I pass it over and Cows attempts to just go straight to the battle phase. So in the end of the main phase, we do activate our Scythe, getting Cruel Whale onto the field. Activating its effect, we do see a Ghost Mourner come down in response to negate it. So we do chain its second effect as well here to dump the Fright for Jar, buffing its own attack and therefore being able to half one of our opponent's monsters' attack as well. Tribute Summon Pancratops, I guess, is one way to beat over the tank, although it doesn't quite clear the whale because we do have the Scythe protection in grave. Triggering Dogmatikacism, we could go for the Shaddoll play, or we could dump Entis to force out the Pancratops and make our BLS live at the same time, so that's what we do. Easy game 1. Game 2, we are once again made to go first and don't really open up an ideal hand. We're just not having much luck at all today, are we? Starting with Foolish, we're going to dump a Wendi to set Beast, which will hopefully draw us into some more useful stuff. We need a Thick Desires here as well, which does actually pay off. We get into the Nadir and the Punishment, which are two very good draws, although Nadir does get cucked by a Ghost Bell, unfortunately. So we can actually activate our Triple Tactics talent going first. Man, just draw all the cards. You love it. What? I mean, set Punishment and summon Catty, I guess. Normal summon Ray. What is this? I'll tell you what it is. It's Sekka's Light Sky Strikers. Instead of spells, he's running all the weird ass hand traps, and I really don't know what the win condition is, but we activate Catty on the summon and we see a Rose get chained from hand, so that's going to come down onto the field as well. As Farfa would say, it is a terrible day to have eyes, and to save you contracting Iris Hemorrhoids here, we're going to skip ahead. Controlling most of the game here, obviously. Getting to the point where we're just dominating the field, summoning out all of our heavy hitters, and are guaranteed to win on the next turn. Charles hits the field, we have the Puppy in the end phase that can bring out Kalantosa, and then we have the Nexus for the follow-up on the next turn as well. Of course, it's at this point that Cows top decks his Sekka's Light. I'm not really expecting much from a draw 2 in a deck that does nothing. That's it. I am quitting. We are becoming a Pokemon pack opening channel. Game 3 was a 15-minute back and forth, but to add to my depression, Cows just happened to open his 1 Sekka's Light, and we ended up getting blown out by a Halky Fibrax into Access Code Talker combo. Round 3. We lost to Farfa's Week 3 sealed only Phantom Knights. We're now against full power Phantom Knights. Hendrik is going first, but god damn! Look at that hand, man. Where was this when we needed it most? Why does my deck hate me? Anyway, Hendrik is going to start off with a Rota, searching Tornscale, but the thing about Tornscale is its effect does not activate on summon. It is an ignition effect, and we can take advantage of that. So on the summon of Tornscale, we activate our Edge Imp Scythe, fusing from hand to get Cruel Whale onto the board, destroying his Phantom Knight. I guess he didn't really have any extenders in hand, because from there, he just passes turn. We take those and we top deck into a Ratpier as well. So we're going to get a Vespacito onto the board. That's a lot of damage. 6,900 damage in total when you include the Theo. But if we activate Cruel Whale's effect on top of all that, we get the OTK. 8,200 points of damage. Game 2. What's going on today, man? We've been sphere moded, we've pulled off an OTK, and oh, here we go, Red Eyes Fusion. We've outed Dragoon already before, but can we do it again? Hendrik also sets one back row before passing turn, where we top deck a Canadia, which isn't really helpful right now. Shaddoll Fusion is looking real tasty, but obviously that would just get negated, so we start by activating Theo in hand to special summon, which is fine. Following up with Desires, if he has Ash, then it's just completely over, but we're met with no response, and we draw into Instant Fusion and a second Fluffal Dolphin. So we actually now have the out available to us, assuming he doesn't negate the instant, which he doesn't. Summoning the Theseus, we can synchro it with our second Dolphin here to make Charles, and crash in the battle phase. You love to see it when Dragoon hits the graveyard, especially when you're playing a pile of shit like mine. We got the card advantage, we now got the life point advantage. Oh, it's looking good. Canadia is actually going to come in handy now, so we set that in main phase 2, and pass it over. Hendrik starts by normal summoning an Ancient Cloak, and I'm kind of conflicted here because if I flip that face down it basically ends his turn, but at the same time I kind of want him to summon an extra deck monster so Shaddoll Fusion is live. I do decide that it's probably best if we stop him early, so I flip it and unsurprisingly that does end his turn, and we top deck an Edge Imp Scythe, which is really nice. Scythe can also fuse from the field, so I have no issue with just summoning Dolphin here to get in that bit of damage in the battle phase. So we're actually doing a really nice job of controlling the game while poking in for a little bit of damage each turn. Passing it over, Hendrik rips a Rota off the top, which he uses to search for a Kagamucha Knight, and then banishes his cloak to search for a Torn Scale once again. Setting himself up for a nice combo, but little does he know, man, we're gonna go for the deja vu play game 1 all over again. Ah, shit. That's not good. Playing through his combo now, he gets to a Cherubini, which is going to link climb through some BA shenanigans up into the Bardiche. A Breaksword also comes out, triggering Bardiche to pop the Cruel Will, so Scythe is going to protect it once, and then Breaksword's effect is going to actually get rid of it. Out comes a Dark Rebellion thanks to Breaksword's effect, but those are all extra deck monsters, so there's going to be a lot of damage we're taking, but Theo is not going to die. Over to us, and we grab an Olinoides off the top, an MST, so that's not super helpful right now, and he does have the rank up set, so Dark Requiem can come out at any point. I start by activating Theo's effect to see if I can bait out like a Fog Blade or something like that, but no, that goes through fine. So we fire off our Shaddoll Fusion. Dumping Wendi for a construct, we're going to set a Beast because we want to try and get as much advantage back as we can. And then on the construct effect, we're going to dump Schism because that's going to be our way of outing the Requiem Dragon. We do need to force out the Fog Blade first though, so we go into the battle phase and attack into the Dark Rebellion with construct, to which the Fog Blade is obviously flipped. At this point, it's quite easy for us to win the game. We just need to go into the main phase 2 and then link into Cross Sheep, triggering construct to get Schism back to hand. From there, Schism would not only single-handedly deal with the Requiem Dragon, it would also set up a Winda, stopping him from playing, and it would also trigger Cross Sheep, bringing back one of our monsters like Theo for example. So theoretically we absolutely won this match, but it was a long day. I somehow managed to get construct negated by Requiem Dragon and fucked it. Game 3 we got smashed. Yeah. For the fourth and final round today, we're up against Death Note Ryuk. Opening Kalantosa and Fright for Jar is pretty sad. What are we up against? Okay, Super Quantum, sure, we can see how this goes. Well, I think today went pretty well. We outed a Dragoon, we OTK'd, we completed some challenges. I feel like I say this every time, but despite getting slapped about today, our deck is definitely a lot better than it was. 213. Man, that sounds familiar.
Because I'm the greatest the game has ever seen.
Okay, so updating our current challenges, we've got a couple done here. Win streak unfortunately being reset back down to 0, but we have completed the OTK challenge and we have summoned a BLS. We just now need to summon the Dark Armed Dragon. 4,000 luck points you guys can easily smash on this episode, so hit that like button. But yeah, I think our deck's improving to the point where we're gonna need to take out the Cruel Will engine because it's too bricky. Hopefully we can figure that out after our pools for the next episode. Remember, next episode we will be taking part in our first locals of the series, and we still have a rival running around unchecked. Distant Coder, We're coming for you. I'm also pretty confident that we can take Farfa next time we go against him because we got super unlucky with those hands. Anyway, that's going to be it for today's episode. I swear these are getting longer and longer by the week. Hopefully I have been able to keep it somewhat entertaining throughout the 40 odd minutes of content. If you did enjoy it, let me know in the comments, and if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, take care and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye.
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you